Yep, the game is starting. Here we go, guys. And it's right. It is actually game number 5. Wow, already. And down on the left side of the map, we have our blue Terran player from Team Liquid. Winning 3 games already. Can he make it 4? It is TaeJa. And up at the top of the map, we have our teal Zerg player all the way from Seoul, South Korea, GSL multi-time champion. It is NesTea.
The one time that we start to see as many fans as TaeJa has. So NesTea certainly has a reputation behind him, one of the absolute best players in the world.
He is, and for good reason too. But we do have to keep in mind that traditionally in team leagues, NesTea has faltered from here and there. So this is a big game for him too. He hasn't really had the success in team leagues that he's enjoyed in the individual league too. So this is a big game for him as a player as well as for his team.
And this is his debut in this team league. We've seen MVP in TAC 1. We saw MC even, as a matter of fact, with the SKIM partnership in TAC 3, closing out a set for them en route to the finals. But now, look at this. Double 11, or actually we had 11-12 racks from TaeJa.
Still proxied though, and proxied in a very intelligent place too. It's not going to be seen by any of the Xel'Naga towers with that extra vision range. It will be scouted, however, by an Overlord up at the top of the map. So NesTea will see one of them building at least, but will he scout the second?
And let's see here, not making his way out with the drone quite close enough yet.
So close. It's so close. Oh, he doesn't see it.
Just barely. So TaeJa is able to hide one of those. SCV en route to the Xel'Naga tower and making his way back up to this barracks.
Around the other side, too, to try to keep it a little bit more secret. Oh, but NesTea, he does see the other barracks now. He sees it with an Overlord down at the bottom. He's trying to take out the SCV, building it with them.
No, he doesn't see it.
Oh, he actually didn't see it. He doesn't know that this is going to be 2 barracks still. He thinks it's going to be just 1. And so will he be a little bit unprepared when this comes from TaeJa? This is so huge right now. TaeJa coming with his SCVs is going to start the bunker production very, very soon. Will NesTea know about it? Pulling a lot of drones here.
And NesTea has quite a few drones off the line. Looks like he is going to be able to chase away this bunker for now, but this is a lot of lost mining time. These Marines trying to do a little bit of damage. Almost gets us around on one of them. Finally does capture one of those, but already a drone has fallen.
Yeah, that's right, but he did trade a drone for a Marine. He's lost that mining time, but he has prevented the bunkers from going down. But again, I don't feel like he's going to be ready for the amount of Marines that TaeJa's going to bring with him. Zerglings are finished now, but looks like it's going to be an almost partial wall, almost full wall for TaeJa. But yeah, he's got to abandon it. NesTea totally prepared.
All right, so he is able to hold for now. Looks like the Marines are going to come back, though, and try and pick off a couple of additional Zerglings, but not going to be successful. And now TaeJa has to get out of there.
Wow, he didn't even cancel that second bunker, so a little bit of minerals being lost by TaeJa early on. And NesTea, he had to make a few extra Zerglings, but he defended quite well. He's got a spine crawler going up at home, and now he's just trying to look for a way to make those Zerglings useful. He spent the larva on them, so he wants to be able to do something with them as well. He's going to be able to harass that barracks a little bit. Oh, not quite able to kill that Marine.
Yeah, TaeJa saving that Marine there very well done. He's going to lift these barracks back
home.
So, well, when all is said and done, we have a second command center coming up for TaeJa, but the game has stabilized. NesTea not dead and making his way back into it. He has caught up in workers once again and will continue to produce those for quite a while now as he sets his economic basis for the rest of the game. The real question, though, is how is TaeJa going to follow this up?
Yeah, that's the thing. We could see a couple different looks from TaeJa on this. I would imagine it's probably going to be a standard, heavy Marine tank style from him that we've enjoyed so much in his play. But there's also the option that you could do a wall off and go for mech. Although, nope, there's the faster command center immediately scouted, though, by NesTea. With that great Overlord positioning here, TaeJa attacking with a few Marines, but he sees the spine crawler and decides to go around from the other side. May decide to try to go through those destructible rocks, too. But NesTea, this is so smart by NesTea. He knows the Marines are there, so he's actually going to go for a bit of a counterattack here for the moment.
And he should be able to cut some of those off if he actually gets in the right position. Finally, the SCV does see it, and TaeJa thinking about taking this opportunity to make his way up. Of course, that spine crawler is going to exact quite a few kills on these Marines, so TaeJa going to need to be very, very careful. NesTea taking control of the Xel'Naga tower, so knows exactly when those units are going to be making their way back. TaeJa, though, going up to 4 barracks in total. So once again, high barracks count. Many command centers just really setting up his infrastructure for the rest of the game.
Look at this, though. NesTea at home getting 4 gas, and these Zerglings need to be very, very careful here. They aren't essential, but they are still valuable. He doesn't want to lose any more than he absolutely has to at this point in the game. Continuing to drone up at home, and I do like this maneuvering with the Zerglings around the map. It does a very good job of keeping TaeJa from really pushing NesTea all that hard. NesTea getting his Zergling speed now. I wonder what his mid to late game is going to be. You know, despite the prevalence of infestors right now in the matchup, NesTea has always been a player to go back to that Mutiling style. He's always really liked playing with Mutalisks. So we'll see if he does it. He's got very heavy gas on 2 bases, but could be infestors still as well. I like the bunker at the 3rd base.
Yeah.
A lot of Terran players doing this lately to kind of prevent that from going down any easier than it has to.
Relatively small investment, but he would be able to do quite a bit of damage if anything is sent over there a little bit unawares. Looks like NesTea is going to pick up on that, but of course won't be able to break it for now.
Yep, that's right. Might be able to pick off that SCV. Will need to make a few more Zerglings, and he is, you know, to take down that bunker, so it's not going to be a huge problem. As we can see from the gas, you know, he's not really planning on going for any sort of really aggressive economic build. He's going to try to do damage in the mid-game.
And he has a lot of gas banks, and he's producing a pretty large round of Zerglings right now with that Baneling that's just about to finish up. And what does TaeJa have back at home? No bunkers in play quite yet, trying to put up that supply depot wall, but that's not going to be enough to defend this.
NesTea getting his macro hatch as well. Still no lair, though. Am I, like, forgetting something? Did he not get a lair yet?
No, he's only making lings and about to produce 1 million Banelings.
Yeah, he's just going to go for, like, the biggest Baneling bust in history, apparently, here. Continue making lings. 10, 16, 17, 18. Oh, that's a lot of Banelings. Up to 19 morphing right now. So will TaeJa be ready for this? More Zerglings coming down the map, more being produced at home. He's got so many Marines, so these are going to be slow Banelings. Oh, here he goes for it. NesTea going for the kill.
TaeJa's not in position right now. The engineering base up. It'll help buffer a little bit of the damage. The Banelings trying to roll their way through, but the SCVs are right behind. NesTea could turn around and take a lot of those out, but he's going to go directly after the Marines.
He is. He's taking out a lot of the units, but there's still a good amount left. TaeJa needs to split. Oh, he gets a lot of the Marauders actually with that. Not quite economical. Oh, big hit on the SCVs there.
Okay, so TaeJa actually had a lot of units left over right when that last little Banelings hit, but that was a good bit of economic damage there right at the end. I think that was 4 workers killed. He could have actually halved the amount of economic damage that was taken there. NesTea's going to try for round 2, but he is droning up behind this. He has his 3rd over towards where his 4th would normally be. Of course, doesn't want to wrangle with the bunker quite yet.
Yeah, he's going to try it again, but yeah, with 3 command centers, those losses that TaeJa took really are not that big of a deal. He's just kind of pressuring just a little bit to try to get TaeJa to pull what he has to the front. And it looks like it's working so far, but TaeJa does have that high ground as well. So I don't feel like NesTea's going to be able to necessarily break TaeJa with this, but he could still do a little bit of damage. We'll see. No, he's just going to go home. Okay, so that's actually a good decision by NesTea. I mean, TaeJa was just too well situated for another Baneling bust like that to really work that well. He's getting his lair. He's going to probably throw down some Evo chambers and start working on upgrades too. There we go. There's the first one at the moment. And he's got his 3rd base. So, you know, NesTea got himself a little bit behind economically, especially against the 3 command center opening that TaeJa did, but he does have the opportunity to come back and catch up.
And looks like he's thinking about taking out this bunker here in a second. He'll buffer with a couple of Zerglings to be able to destroy that pretty quickly. So there it goes. And he's going to be able to take his roll.
That's right, showing those other Banelings at the last moment here. But yeah, that's going to be a 4th hatchery going up very, very soon, or 4th base rather, as he does already have a macro hatchery in his main. TaeJa, in the meantime, starting that medevac production, starting the upgrades here, and he looks like he's ready to do a little bit of a push himself, and this could actually be a pretty good timing for TaeJa because he knows that this is a moment where NesTea is going to want to make drones. He's going to want to make upgrades at this point. He doesn't want to be making units, but he's going to have to stay alive now.
And especially, you know, NesTea. Oh, wow, actually now morphing in 17 Banelings. So everything that was being saved up for that infestation pit, pathogen glands, and eventual infestor production. Going into this for now, NesTea will still have quite a bit of gas income here in a bit. But scan goes down, so TaeJa can start clearing up creep tumors to make this attack path a little bit more accessible.
Well, NesTea just needs to survive, but TaeJa's in a great spot right now. He can go out and take that 3rd base basically whenever he wants to. NesTea really can't do a whole lot about it. TaeJa just kind of trying to control the creep spread, sending some Hellions in there. Will he discover that 4th base? That's kind of the big question right now.
I think he has a pretty good indication because of where the creep shred was going. He hasn't seen it exactly yet, but I imagine he'll be able to pick up on it pretty soon. Marauders actually leading here to try and absorb some of the damage from the Banelings, and it looks like they have done that quite a bit. But TaeJa picks up with the rest and decides to get on out of there.
Yep, you know, Baneling speed not done for NesTea yet as well, so he doesn't want to overcommit to that and lose any more Banelings than he needs to. But great defense so far from NesTea. TaeJa doing a really good job in his own right of keeping the creep spread at a minimum, keeping it as low as he possibly can, and just causing NesTea to have to spend a lot of resources on things that he doesn't want to buy right now, like those units that he needed to use to defend. But TaeJa has taken his third now, and we're moving into the mid to late game.
And this is a very Pult-esque build for him, as we can see.
It is.
A lot of Marauders and Marines coming out, very bio-heavy. No tanks or any other mech unit to speak of quite yet.
Yep, that's right. But this is the style that players like Lucira, and I feel like NesTea to a certain extent, are very comfortable with playing. They're going to be able to get in there with a lot of banelings, take advantage of the fact that there aren't a lot of tanks out on the map, and then try to just overwhelm your opponent. Because you can be the best at splitting Marines in the entire world, but if there are just that many banelings, you can only split so much. Ooh, NesTea letting a couple Zerglings there die to see the army. A calculated risk. He does have 7 Infestors on the way as well.
And as we can see, that fourth base is well underway for him, about 2/3 of the way finished now, so NesTea is going to have pretty great economy soon. But TaeJa, with that third command center, has been able to saturate his 3 bases very early on, as we can see, keeping up in the macro department himself. But, of course, he has produced very, very cheap units so far in all these Marines.
This is just kind of like the system that we've seen for each of the games, where TaeJa comes under pressure early in the game, holds it off, and then gets to that late game here. And look at this, starting the drops, picking up overlords and things like that. This is the part of the game that we've seen all day today, where TaeJa really starts to take control. So will he be able to do that against a player like NesTea, a player that's won, many GSL championships? NesTea pulling back, doesn't really want to attack right there, needs to get that good positioning. TaeJa dropping in the main though.
Yeah, this could do quite a bit of damage. Looks like he will be able to go through the spine crawler. There, finally the Zerglings are brought in, and we'll see if that opens up another attack path for TaeJa. This medevac taking a little bit of damage, but it's going to drop on the low ground here as TaeJa continues to push towards a third.
Yep, NesTea does have some units between the third and the fourth, but I don't know, man. TaeJa might be able to get in here. Oh,
and that Queen survives with just 4 hit points, and the medevac is finally taken out. TaeJa, though, has to watch to make sure he doesn't get caught by these infestors.
Oh, man! Oh, a huge fungal catching those medevacs. TaeJa could lose every single one of them if NesTea keeps it up. And it looks like he will. Oh, man.
They're so low.
They're all like 1 hit point. Oh, no, he's not going to get him away, is he? What? NesTea?
Oh, no.
What? No, what? He doesn't have a fungal. I can't believe it.
Wow.
That is the most 2 hit point medevacs that I've seen escape from a fight at once ever.
Yeah.
That's very specific, but
that is oddly specific. But hey, it works. TaeJa now, though, is on the receiving end of a very large attack. Those medevacs are still sitting overhead. He's done a pretty good job of targeting out a few of the banelings in the middle. This is just so many units coming in for NesTea.
A lot of energy on those medevacs, but he needs to get them over the bio to use it. There we go. Now finally, but here comes NesTea. Oh, they're fungled. Oh, look at that target fire. Oh, man, NesTea doing some damage, but TaeJa responding okay, but I don't know, man. NesTea pushing him back. He's got to get those infestors away. It's so important to keep your infestors alive in the late game. Oh, no. No. NesTea's game just crashed.
And